Okay. Heroin is a rising epidemic in our community and the ones around us. A recent heroin bust known as the Heroin Highway included a bust of 899 bags of heroin being trafficked between Queens and Long Island. FBI used devices such as wiretaps and hidden cameras to track down these dealers. This map shows the major towns involved in the Heroin Highway busts.
I've been around long enough, and I've been there, and I know the signs. Everything she did, I could always tell. I know of at least 3 people, and in the last year, that have died from heroin overdoses. It's surprising that it's so widespread with the younger generation now. That seems to be their pretty much drug of choice now. And they don't realize how dangerous and addicting it is and the consequences. Maybe I'm in denial. Okay, I guess she was addicted. I did not realize that she was having such a problem at that time. I thought she was really trying to do better. I know that night she knew exactly what she was doing, but I also want to make it perfectly clear that I know my daughter did not want to die, and she was dumped out of a vehicle and left in a ditch at Quiver River State Park when she was still alive. She was left to die. The next morning I got a call from her cell phone like at 7 a.m. and it was a cop. And I thank God that we did not go up that road and look ourselves, because we definitely would have found her, and I'm glad I didn't find her like that. It was bad enough having to go and identify her body that night. It's robbed our family of their sisters, my oldest daughter, all of our family, her dad. She was only 28, and she didn't deserve to die that way.
Vancouver, Canada, 4 a.m. Nicole Demi Gov't is 42 years old. She's married with 3 children.
I don't have a story of, oh, my mother hated me, my dad used to do this to me. I had great parents. In all honesty, I let them down a bit.
7 years ago, Leanne took her first hit of heroin. She's been addicted and homeless ever since.
This is my home. These are my neighbors. These are my storekeepers. This is where I live. I live in a shelter. I share a room with 2 other strangers, and I share a bathroom with 45 other people. My addiction controls me every day. It controls where I live. It controls who I see. It controls who I don't see. That's the worst part, who I don't see. I want to give up dope every single day. Every time I miss my children.
By educating our youth about the true dangers and repercussions of heroin use, we can help get rid of this epidemic. One of the major causes of today's rising heroin use are pharmacies. Adults' Long Island medicine cabinets are full of opiates, which is how this epidemic began. Kids are taking opiates, getting addicted to the opiates, and once they run out, they resort to buying heroin as a cheaper alternative. It only takes one use to become addicted.
We have a myriad of goals, but I would say our main goal is prevention. We want to keep the kids from going down this road of addiction. It will tear a family apart. It will wreak havoc on the family, the finances, the marriage, the other children in the family. We really are all about prevention. If we can prevent these kids from making these poor choices, and so they can live healthy lives.
From the standpoint of what In the Know is, who they are, and what they do, fantastic. On a couple of different levels. Number one, parental involvement and community involvement is very important. Just doing things in the schools is not enough. Number two, I have found still, unfortunately, unwillingness in many communities to talk about drugs and to openly talk and say, we might have a problem in our own community. There's that sort of verboten, like you don't want to go there, you don't want to say, whether Kings Park, Comac, Northport, wherever it may be, no one wants to stand there and say, yeah, we have a serious problem. I know the fact that this group is doing it is a very big help in a lot of different ways.
It's a fantastic program. Grassroots efforts that occur in the community are very beneficial to community members and to law enforcement. The police department can't combat, problems involving underage drinking, alcohol abuse, the use of illicit drugs and other controlled substances on its own. So these grassroots efforts that take place out in the communities are very helpful to educate parents and children about the dangers of using these substances.
Bubbly influence! Bloopers! Oh no, I'm saying. Oh, we're gonna do another one?
The real. Oh, because I
thought
thought
we
we
were
were
gonna cut out
laughing too much.
No, we're gonna
Like
cut
that.
out.
Let's just do this one.
Okay.
That's the real one. Ready? One,
Okay.
2, 3.
Let's. All right.
Let's do like this.
Influence the world.